guys, welcome back to Battlefront updates. Today I've got some quite interesting news actually, at least compared to the small stuff I usually have to talk about, because earlier this week Patrick Bach, the executive producer, had a quite lengthy interview with a Swedish magazine talking about Star Wars Battlefront and how the task to create it was put on dice. Luckily, Swedish is my native tongue, so I can summarize the important parts of the interview for you guys. The first important subject they touch upon is keeping it Star Wars, if you know what I mean. Patrick is basically saying how important it is to make sure that everything you do is on par with the original Star Wars, and how they are working closely with LucasArts experts to make sure that that's what's actually happening. One example of this he gives is that people wouldn't want lasers or lightsabers to all of a sudden sound different in a game, because everyone already knows how they are supposed to sound, so it's no point in changing them and potentially pissing fans off. They talk about how hard it is to satisfy the Star Wars fans when working on a Star Wars product, and how not even George Lucas managed to do that completely with the prequels. So yet again here it kind of sounds like they are bashing the prequels, and through the whole interview I still unfortunately get the feeling that the Clone Wars will not be included. I mean, nothing is confirmed yet, they might actually leave it as a surprise, who knows, but so far they haven't really been all positive towards them. Next he talks about something very interesting, how they have went out to the original Star Wars filming locations to get a good picture of the environment there, and right here he pretty much confirms another planet for the game, because as you probably know by now, in the trailer they showed off the Californian Redwood Forest, also known as Endor, and Norway, also known as Hoth, but he also adds in that they actually visited the Tunisian desert, also known as Tatooine. So it's good to hear another classic planet confirmed for the game. I mean, I didn't expect them to not have Tatooine in there, but some kind of confirmation is always nice to have. He also explains how they are trying to push the graphics to its limit to make it look as realistic as possible, and that instead of creating computer graphics at first and then improving them, they are building it all from real environments, which is probably why the footage in the trailer looked so damn realistic. And the final thing, which is actually quite alarming, is when the interviewer says the Star Wars franchise hasn't been conducted that well in the gaming history so far, to which Patrick replies saying, "No, I agree. Without pointing at specific games, I guess you could say that the games has been everything between bad to pretty good, which leaves us in a perfect position to make something awesome." I mean, come on Patrick, you do know that you're creating a reboot of a freaking awesome franchise called Star Wars Battlefront, and I hope you're not referring to those games as just pretty good, because if you judge by how popular those games were and still are, I wouldn't say that they are just pretty good. Well, I can understand his point of view though. I mean, there have been a few iffy Star Wars games through the history, but I still hope that they are truly looking at the old games and not just the movies, because there are quite a lot of good stuff to learn from the old games. Anyways guys, that brings this video to an end. Make sure to let me know what you think about this news in the comments, and as always, may the Force be with you.